Hi friends, in this session I am going to show the security of Spring WebFlex. So I have created a Spring WebFlex REST controller in my previous demo. So here I have the employee router class which has three endpoints. One is with employee which has get, post, delete and put operations. Other one is with the employee error /emp/error for handling errors, and I have created two more endpoints, employee localhost /88/test and /demo. These are same as this employee get and operations. Just for demo purpose, for the security, to show the security operations, I have added two more endpoints. By default, if I just start the server and I hit the postman, it will not ask for any authentication or authorization. If I just hit the endpoint, I should be able to retrieve the data. Similarly, employee test or demo also. Whatever the endpoint I hit, I should be able to retrieve the data. So now I am going to show how to add security for these existing endpoints. So to add security, I have to add Spring security dependencies to my pom.xml. So let's add the dependencies. Maven add dependencies. So Spring security core and Spring security config and web dependencies we are going to add Spring -security -core. Similarly, I am going to add config Spring -security config and I am going to add web, one more dependency, Maven add dependency Spring -security web. So I have added three dependencies. Let's go to pom.xml and see whether it's added. So these three dependencies are added security. So for security purpose, I need to add these three dependencies. So now I'm going to add one more configuration class. So I'll create one package config. So I'm going to add one class Spring WebFlex security config. Spring WebFlex security config. Config. This is a configuration class. So for Spring Reactive, we have to use @enable WebFlex security annotation to enable the security. If it is normal Spring programming, I can use enable web security. If I use @enable web security, it will enable security for the normal REST controllers. For Reactive, I have to use @enable WebFlex security. So I'm going to add that @enable WebFlex security. So I'm going to take the user credentials from the code itself. So I'm going to hard code my data in the application itself, in the config class. So we have to use map reactive user details service. In case of Spring security, we were using user detail service. It is the interface and based on our implementation, if it is for in-memory or JDBC or LDAP, based on that we will be using implemented class. In case of WebFlex, we have map reactive user detail service to use the hard code the data inside the code itself. So I'm going to use that. So I'm going to create bean of that. So I'm going to create @bean map reactive user detail service. So this map user detail service is a class implemented by reactive user detail service and reactive user details password service. So if it is normal Spring, it is just user detail service, but for reactive programming, we are using reactive user detail service. So the implementation class is map reactive user detail service. So I'm going to create the bean of map reactive user details to store my user details inside the application itself. So I'm giving mother name as user details. So this map react to user details takes user details object. If I go inside this, it has two varieties of construction. One is with map for string and user details. Other one is varargs of user details. So I am going to use this map react to user details with user details vararg. So I am going to create first different user details with the different roles and username and password, all those things. And I am going to pass it to that map react to user details service. So first I am going to create two users, user 1 and user 2. User detail user equal to this user detail is interface, the implementation is user. I am going to use default password encoder, but for production we have to use proper encoding dot with username. It has for username, password, role or authorities we can give. So role is something like if I say role as a user, authority will be role underscore user. If I say role as admin, authority will be role underscore admin. So we can use both role or authority. So I am going to use username. Username I am giving as John. John. And password as test. And I am giving the roles as, for John I am giving role as user. He has basic role user. And I am going to build this. Let me add import for user details. Similarly, I am going to create one more user. I am creating Sham, user 1 with name Sham, and password is same test, but this time I am adding two roles, user and admin role. So now I am going to pass these users to my map react to user detail service. So return new map react to user detail service with user comma user 1. So when I add this and when I enable this WebFlux security, so application is expecting to authenticate all the endpoints whatever is coming to this server. So when I stop and start the server, all the endpoints it will be expecting to authenticate. So by default, if I am not implementing the security web filter chain, it will be implemented with default authentication. So if I go here, if I hit the same endpoint again now, I'll get 401 unauthorized because we have not passed any user credentials. So if I go with basic auth, passing SAM, password test, and I send this, I should be able to retrieve. So we have not given any authorization, just we are authenticating. We have not given based on any roles or anything. So if you want to do basic authentication, we can just implement this map react to user detail service with the given user roles and all. But for a particular endpoint, I want to have user should have some some roles and some endpoints without any authentication or authorization. If I want to give it to the user, I have to provide the implementation for security web filter chain. So I'm going to create that. But in case of Spring 3 or Spring 4, we were implementing Spring security web filter chain. But in case of WebFlux, it is security web filter chain. So I'm going to use that security web filter chain, So it takes server HTTP security. But in case of Spring 3 it is HTTP security, but in case of Spring 5 or Webflux it is server HTTP security. So it's a bean. I'll add at the red bean. Server HTTP security. With this HTTP I should be able to say which endpoint need to have which role, all those things. Return http.build. If it is like just basic authentication for whatever is the default implementation, I can just give http.authorize exchange dot let me delete the space, authorize exchange dot any exchange dot any exchange dot any exchange, any endpoint I want to be authenticated, and we can do basic login or form login, basic HTTP basic, and I can do form login also, and form login. This is the default implementation. Whether I add or not, this will be done by Spring Boot for us. So if I just run this, we'll be seeing the same functionality what we got when we added this annotation and this map React user details. So if I start and stop the server, we'll be getting same functionality. Just for demo purpose, I'll run the server and show you. So I'm going to start the server. So my application is started. Let's go to Postman. So first I'll try without giving user credentials, and I'll remove this authorization header. When I hit the endpoint, we are getting 401 unauthorized. But if I give the user details with basic auth, when I hit this, I should be able to retrieve the data. So this will be same for all the endpoints. For test or employee or whatever the endpoints, it's the same way it will be expecting. So now I'll show how we can customize this. For some endpoints I want to have some specific role, some endpoints I don't want any authentication. So I'll show how I can do that. So what I'm going to do now, http dot authorize exchange dot, we have some path matches. See here we have 3 types of path matches. I can pass for a particular HTTP method, I want to do some type of role or authentication, that I can do. Or I want to permit without any authorization also, I can pass to path matcher. All these methods don't to do any authentication. Other methods you have to do. We can pass the string pattern also, like what is the endpoint we are going to expect. That also I can pass to path matches. Or I can go with the both string pattern. In the string pattern itself, what is the methods I want to follow. Example, if I see in my employee router, I have an employee endpoint, but with 4 different variations of methods, HTTP methods, get, post, delete, put. So only for particular endpoint alone I want particular role, then that also I can use that way. So now I'm going to use path matches. So for endpoint of demo, I don't want to do any authentication. I just want to without authentication I want to give data to the user. So I'll permit all those endpoints, permit all. Similarly, if it is employee object, only for get endpoints, so I want to do something. So I'm going to use HTTP methods, HTTP method dot get. Only for get, in case of employee, I want some basic role need to be there. Employee. So employee, for get method, I want user should have the role of has role. We have 3 methods: has role, has authority, or So I'm going to use role. Authority is role underscore something. So here I'm expecting role should be user. For employee case, it should be user role. And similarly, path matches. One more is test. If the pattern is test start test, then so I can pass group of roles like has roles. Matches dot has role admin. If the user has admin role or authority, I'll say other. I'll go with this time authority as authority. Dot has authority role underscore admin. Dot I have not closed this. Dot any exchange dot authenticated. Dot authenticate. And I can do for all other endpoints, it's a default implementation like form HTTP basic or form login. And form login. So I'll save this. Open dot is added. So let me remove that. Yes, these are public methods. Put public, and here also public. So let's save this and restart the server. So I'm going to start my server. Run as Java application. So my server is started. So for demo endpoints, without any authentication or authorization, we should be able to get the details. So I'll go with no auth and I'll check the header. I will remove this authorization header. It's for demo. So demo 1, I'm going to retrieve employee ID with 11. Similarly, let me try with demo. We are able to retrieve the data for demo endpoint without any authentication or authorization, because we have to permit all those endpoints without any authentication. We are able to retrieve the data. And now for employee object of get role, it should have the role of user. So both are having the roles of user. So even if I pass John or Sham, I should be able to retrieve the data. Employee. So if I go with authentication, basic auth, and Sham user, if I hit, I should be able to retrieve data. By default, CSRF is enabled for the post endpoint. So if I try, actually with no auth, it should be able to retrieve the data, but we will get CSRF token is associated with this client. So I have to disable that, then only it will be working. So what I'll do, I'll disable that CSRH dot CSF HTTP dot CSRF dot disabled. So by default it will be enabled. So we will be getting for post endpoint. So CSRF token is associated with this endpoint. We will be getting. So we have to disable that. Then if I run, I should be able to get the data. So I'll restart the server. Run as Java application. So now my server is started. So with post, I should be having some body. We are already having employee ID is 55. So let me give 66 and headers is 2. I have not specified employee without permit the other methods, so that's why it was expecting me to authenticate. If I have to do the basic authentication, whether the role is there or not, it will go. So if I go here, I should be able to update the record. Now if I go and get endpoint, I'll get all 6 records. Similarly, if I go with the next one is we have added role admin role test. If I go with test, if I go with the user John, I'll not be able to retrieve the data. So let me go to test endpoint. If I go with John has only the role of user. So if I hit the endpoint John, so I got access denied because that user is not having the expected role for that operation. So we got access denied. But if I go with Sam has this role, so he should be able to get the detail. See now with this Sam user, we are able to get the details. So we have to use the server HTTP security, and we have to use what patterns to be allowed using path matcher, so we can specify what role need to be there for that user to perform that operation, or you want to permit without any authentication. All those things we should be able to configure. But if it is a normal Spring, we can just use HTTP security, and in case of Spring, it is Spring security filter chain. Here it is security web filter chain. In case of Spring, it is security filter chain. So most of the things are similar for Webflux security and Spring security. Only the annotations and the class names and the interface names are different, but the process, everything is same. Thank you friends. Please subscribe to my channel.